Hello, friends. Today we're going to talk about the continents. How do they look? What are their names? And how to identify them. Let's begin here. This continent is large. This is Asia. When you look at this continent, I want you to look for this country. It's Russia. Most of it is in Asia, and it reaches all the way up towards the North Pole. Another way to know that you're looking at Asia is these islands. And these islands. This is actually a peninsula. These islands are called Japan. You may have heard of Japan. They have good food. This peninsula is North and South Korea. If you zoom in a little closer, this is China. China is large. Going south, you'll see some mountains. The darker area indicates mountains. This is also Asia. When you're trying to figure out if this is Asia or not, I want you to look for the nose. You see that nose? That is India. And you can tell that it's a nose and that it's India because it has this nose ring. That nose ring is another country called Sri Lanka. We also look over here for this peninsula. This is where Vietnam and Cambodia are located. We know that we're in Asia when we go all the way north, close to the North Pole. We see Japan, we see the Koreas, we come down, and this was Asia. But over here, this is Europe. They're connected. Some people call them Eurasia. We think of them as two separate continents. Now, how do you know you're looking at Europe? Let's zoom in. This is how I know I'm looking at Europe. Do you see this? It's a boot. And it's Italy. Italy is famous for pasta, pizza, and soccer. Italy, the boot, is kicking this soccer ball. That's how you know you're looking at Europe. And do you see this? This looks like fur. This is on top of Italy. These are the Alps mountains. Here we are in Europe. We've left Asia, and we see this. This is Spain. If you go up here, these islands, together they're known as the United Kingdom. Sometimes people call this area England and Britain. It's all located right here. Let's continue southward. Do you see? This continent is so large, it's taking up the whole screen. That's because this is Africa. Africa is huge. Do you see there's little Italy in Europe? Europe is quite small when you compare it to Africa. How do we know we're looking at Africa? Well, what animals do you think of when you think of Africa? Do you think of lions? Well, I think of elephants because I think elephants are amazing. Do you see this shape? This is the shape of an elephant ear. That's how I know I'm looking at Africa. And over here where the elephant ear connects, this country is called Egypt, and it starts with an E. So I think about Egypt and elephants, and here is Africa. Who has seen the movie Madagascar? Well, this is Madagascar. It's an island off the coast of Africa. This is how you know you're looking at Africa. It looks like an elephant ear. Before we go any further, we need to go south. What is this down here? If we think of our song, We know we have Asia, Africa, North and South America, Europe, Australia, Antarctica too. Hey, so this is our Antarctica. It's super cold down there. There are penguins and igloos and snow. It's a continent. Okay, let's continue over here. North and east. This is where you can find Dory. And you can find Nemo. This is Australia. Some people say it's upside down. They think it looks upside down. It is an island, but it is also a continent. Australia is famous for kangaroos. This is Australia. Goodbye, Australia. Now it's time to hit the last two continents. Let's get situated. Here's Asia, Russia, the world's largest country, China, India. Here's our elephant ear, Africa. Here's Australia. Down here is Antarctica. Let's not forget Europe. There's the boot. What's left? This is North America. North America goes from Canada to the United States to Mexico. This is North America. This is Greenland. It's part of North America too, but it's owned by someone over here in Europe. So all of this is North America. Do you know where you live? Now, what is this area? Just below Mexico. This is typically called Central America or Latin America. There are lots of countries in here. Most of them are Spanish speaking. Now let's continue south. This looks to me like a delicious ice cream cone. This is South America. And this is North America. And they hold hands right here in Central America. Most people in South America speak Spanish, except for this large country here that's called Brazil. And they speak Portuguese. There are other languages as well. Some people speak French here, and many people have their own indigenous language. That's the language that was spoken before Europeans became occupants of this land. What about here? These are the Caribbean islands. You can tell this one is shaped like a cigar. You call that one Cuba. So all of this is the Caribbean island in the Caribbean Sea. This area is called the Gulf of Mexico, but if you would like to know more about the oceans, please click on that video and I'll teach you all about the oceans. Let's review. Asia, Africa, North and South America, Europe, Australia, Antarctica too. Hey, now you know your continents.